Everything can change in an instant. An ordinary morning, people might be drinking tea, working at the office, or spending joyful time with their children at home. But suddenly, the ground starts to shake. Everything becomes chaotic. Buildings sway, objects fall to the floor, people run for their lives, and the silent witnesses capturing all these terrifying moments are the CCTV cameras. Today, we will look at the CCTV footage of some of the most devastating earthquakes in the world's history. So let's get started. It was October 30th, 2020, the day before Halloween. Employees at an advertising agency were working as usual. Suddenly, the ground began to shake. A devastating earthquake with a magnitude of 6.6 to 7.0 struck. The CCTV footage shows a girl, panicked, running to grab her phone. The office lights were swaying violently. Tables and chairs slid across the floor. Music. An employee runs and ducks under a table. At that moment, a light fixture falls from the ceiling. Another woman narrowly escapes being hit by a printer. But the terrifying part didn't end here. After this single earthquake, there were over 1,400 aftershocks. Among them, 43 had a magnitude of 4.0. On April 22, 2019, at Clark International Airport in the Philippines, passengers were waiting for their flights. Suddenly, a 6.1 magnitude earthquake struck. The entire terminal building began to shake. Passengers ran to save their lives, but many got trapped when debris started falling from the ceiling. CCTV footage shows the entire airport turned into a scene of chaos. A man was almost trapped at a security line. Light fixtures fell from the ceiling, nearly hitting two women. On June 1, 2022, a 6.1 magnitude earthquake hit the city of Ya'an in Sichuan Province, China. But what is seen here is truly commendable. Watching how the students of Luan Middle School simultaneously took cover under their desks shows how well trained they were in advance. Amazingly, the school students took cover under their desks as soon as they heard the siren. Because 9 seconds before the earthquake struck, a warning message was sent to 10 million people. What a remarkable use of technology. On September 5, 2022, a 6.6 magnitude earthquake struck Luding County in Sichuan Province, China. A couple was driving home at that time. Their dashcam recorded the entire incident. On September 28, 2018, a terrifying earthquake with a magnitude of 7.5 struck Sulawesi Island in Indonesia. But the real fear began when the tsunami waves started coming. First came waves 5 feet high. Then suddenly, a massive wave 18 feet high engulfed the entire island. CCTV footage shows a group of people preparing for some event. When the earthquake started, everyone began running in all directions. Objects were falling from the ceiling. People were throwing themselves over tables in panic. Floor tiles were cracking and rising up. Water was entering from all sides. A security camera near the port was almost knocked over. A large crane also toppled over and crashed onto the road. On the coast, sea life could be seen surging over the seawall. Sadly, this earthquake destroyed thousands of buildings, causing a humanitarian catastrophe. On April 25, 2015, Nepal experienced the most terrifying natural disaster in the last 100 years, a devastating 7.8 magnitude earthquake. This earthquake didn't just destroy the city, it also caused a massive avalanche on Mount Everest. CCTV footage from Tripura city shows scooters, cars, and people moving normally on the street. Suddenly, the ground began to shake, and everyone started running in all directions. Vehicles stopped. People gathered in the middle of the streets. No one wanted to stand near tall buildings. Even after the earthquake stopped, no one moved because they knew aftershocks could come. But this clip shows very little of the actual destruction. Across Nepal, 600,000 buildings were damaged or completely destroyed. 9,000 people lost their lives.
On August 14, 2021,
a 7.2 magnitude earthquake struck Haiti. CCTV footage from a grocery store went viral on social media. The footage shows a woman shopping. When the earthquake suddenly started, she and another woman ran out of the store. Seconds later, everything on the shelves fell down. A refrigerator was thrown away from the wall. You could say the entire store seemed to be shifting side to side on wheels. Again, that 2015 earthquake in Nepal. This time, it's at a hotel swimming pool. The pool wasn't designed to withstand waves, but a terrifying wave was created during the earthquake. The CCTV camera started shaking. The pool water splashed over the sides. With each wave, a larger wave seemed to form. Finally, when the earthquake stopped, the waves calmed down. Fortunately, no one was swimming that day. November 21, 25, Friday morning, 10:38 a.m. Dhaka, the capital of Bangladesh, home to over 10 million people. Perhaps on the weekly holiday, people were spending time with family, praying, or resting. Suddenly, the entire country shook. An earthquake with a magnitude of 5.5 to 5.7 on the Richter scale, the most deadly earthquake in Bangladesh in the past 2 decades. The epicenter was in Madabdi Upaliza in Narsingdi, just 27 kilometers from Dhaka. The earthquake lasted for a continuous 26 seconds, which felt like hours to many people. During this time, CCTV cameras captured terrifying scenes. However, an even more frightening fact is that this region is at risk of an even larger earthquake. This is because Bangladesh is located at the junction of the Indian, Eurasian, and Burmese tectonic plates. Between 1869 and 1930, there were 5 major earthquakes above magnitude 7.0 in this region. Experts say that without preparation, a much larger disaster could occur in the future. Osaka is Japan's 3rd largest city. On June 18, 2018, a severe 6.1 magnitude earthquake occurred. But the most astonishing thing is that in a cafe, some cats sensed the earthquake before it happened. CCTV footage shows the cats sensing something, jumping off their beds. Then, when the earthquake started, all the cats ran in different directions. However, as soon as the ground stopped shaking, they calmed down again. But how is this possible? According to the U.S. Geological Survey, earthquakes emit 2 types of waves, primary P waves and stronger S waves. Animals can sense the P waves, but humans cannot, so the cats sensed them beforehand. November 30th, 2018, Friday, 8:30 a.m. A 7.0 magnitude earthquake struck north of Anchorage, the capital of Alaska. The surprising fact is that Alaska experiences earthquakes of magnitude 7.0 or higher every 1 to 2 years, so this wasn't unusual for everyone. However, this one was slightly more terrifying. The CCTV camera at the Alaska Children's Academy preschool recorded the entire event. The small classroom camera shook violently and objects fell from it, although staff later reported that the cameras were hung on hooks, which is why they shook so much. But the biggest stroke of luck was that the school was always closed on Fridays. Approximately 117 people were slightly injured. The total damage in the city was estimated at $30 million.